Hey folks, Javier Blog 208 here, coming to you live at 2:37 in the morning. Just a little bit of a talk here about what's going on in the world right now. As we know, there's been protests all over the country, and not just protests, but there's been like destruction and looting and burning down buildings and police officers and police stations and all that over the murder of George Floyd, which I briefly talked about in the last video. By the way, a very, very horrendous murder. Horrible. Disgusting. Disgusting what happened. I just wanted to share some thoughts I had on it. I feel like, looking at it from I feel like looking at it from both sides. Yeah, it's not good to be violent in the way that they are being violent all over the country. Burning things down, destroying things, looting, all that stuff. That's not good. That's not good at all. But I feel like a lot of folks on the right wing lack empathy for how the situation that this is. I mean, one thing that they don't seem to get is that black people I'm not a black person, I'm not an African American person, I'm not black, clearly. So what I'm doing is I'm being empathetic to them, and I'm putting myself in their shoes, in the shoes of the majority of the black population in this country. And black people have been killed by cops for a long time, targeted by cops because of the color of their skin, because they're black. A black person wearing a hoodie, could easily be targeted as a criminal, ultimately because they're black. So for a long time, it's not just George Floyd. It's just black people in general are bigger targets by cops. And understanding the black population's view on this as one who has known Black Lives Matters people. A lot on the right just likes to dismiss them as a terrorist group. The right dismisses them as like, oh, the black version of the KKK or whatever. That's bullshit. I'm sorry to curse on here. That's bullshit. No, I've met with Black Lives Matters people. I've talked to them. I've met those groups in DC, in Virginia. I called them brother. I've known these people. So I know what they're thinking, and I know how they feel. And I know why they feel the way they do. And it comes to a point where it's too much. They are fed up. And a lot on the right don't seem to understand that. They don't seem to emphasize with what they're going through. Yeah, there's some that are saying, yeah, we got to condemn George Floyd's death, blah, blah, blah. Yes, we do. But that's just, they're not seeing the bigger picture here. The bigger picture here is this has been happening for a long time. This is why the NFL players kneeled to protest institutional racism, to protest the systematic racism. And when they kneeled, a lot of the folks on the right, they were saying, they're not supposed to kneel, they're supposed to stand for the flag. They are not showing, these people show no empathy, not an ounce of compassion, understanding, or empathy for what people have been going through in this country. What the black population has been going through. And it's really sad, in my opinion. Now back to the point. The looting and the rioting and the violence, that's not okay. That's not okay. But at this point, we didn't accept them. They weren't listened to when they kneeled, when they protested, when they peacefully protested by kneeling, or when they peacefully protested otherwise. And this death of George Floyd was kind of the nail in the coffin for them. It was kind of like what they would like to see as like the last straw. So technically, it just, what's the word? That was the nail in the coffin. That was, that was like the last straw with them. It was videotaped what happened to George Floyd. It was caught on camera. It was exposed to the world. And it was disgusting. And yet some people, many of those, on the right particularly, still aren't getting the message of how long this has been going on for. And these African American people in this country, they have had enough of it. So now they are taking action into their own hands. And they are fighting back in a way that we have not seen before. They are burning down police stations. I don't know why they are looting other things, but I understand their issue with the police. I'm not saying it's okay to do that. I'm just saying I understand that they are fed up. And I think that as people who are not black need to start understanding them more, need to start showing more empathy, more sympathy, more compassion to why they are acting the way they are. It's very serious. Anyway, folks, just some thoughts. This is Javier Blog 208, posting another video. I'll talk to you soon. Tuning out.